You went for a long time, man. I woke up. You're still going. Mr. Robin. What is that? I can't tell what that is. OPG. Man, you were getting frustrated earlier. Felt bad. Yeah, I know the feeling. It's just Pictionary. I can't make out what that is, OPG. Is it the old OPG logo? I wasn't going to go on, but I don't know. I'm bored. There's nothing. Nobody else is on. I don't think. Yeah, people have to be people. That is true. Somebody do me a favor and get our Posada in here so I can tease him. I can't tell you. My girlfriend's behind me right now. She's not asleep. She's probably listening to everything I say. After I've done watching your stream, I was watching that video. I could not breathe. I hung over the side of the bed. I thought I was gonna puke. I was laughing so hard. It's like, I don't know why it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Your Black Friday shop, man. Never done that before. You get anything good? You get me anything good? I was thinking about posting that video on Reddit's, the subreddit live stream fail, but I don't know if I should. I don't know if Donald will probably get mad. I don't want to upset him. Donald had yes, Kevin. What's up, Kevin? I send it to people who have no idea what's going on. They're not my friends that are not involved in any of this stuff, and I'm trying to seed it. It's like Johnny Appleseed, call me Davy Blumdahl, Davy Bloomtoon. Because I don't know why Blomdahl autocorrects to Bloomtoon. on my phone. Which one was Kevin? I don't know. Kevin must have been in the front because Posada was talking to him. Yeah, he can't do that anymore. This is. Hold on a second. This is the face of a man who's seen something. I feel like such a fat ass right now. Jeez. Philip, aren't you supposed to be in bed? Oh, you are in bed. Oh, okay. You get like a little endorphin rush from streaming. Yeah, everyone's dead right now. I know. Usually there's somebody else streaming, but figured I'd go on for a little bit. Then get some work done. In case somebody asked me to go online, but then he's not even here. I'm hoping Sean Tieford comes in and alerts us to the best online deals going on right now. I'm sure my brother will be here, and he will be guilting me for not coming over today, and he will gang up with the man with the mustache. By the way, Philip, who do people say you look most like? Because I streamed till 5 in the morning, and I got up, didn't get any sleep really, went to the city, I ate, became a little, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? Not intoxicated, not inebriated, filled with the spirit, and came home and was gonna crash. And then you were on doing your thing, and I watched for a little bit, and then I fell asleep, and I'm here. What's up, Mr. Turd? Why didn't you go to my brother's? Hmm? You don't look anything like Mario, by the way. But we're gonna turn Stash into a cartoon. He said no. He invited everybody last night. He said more the merrier. So there's somebody you look like, Stash, and I don't want to say it until I hear somebody else say it first. And I noticed it tonight because of something that was in the stream. How was your Thanksgiving, D? By the way, last night after the stream, I had to open up a stack of those Skyblocks. I was trying to find the Pedro, but I got Tim Wakefield instead. Sorry, spit it out. I haven't. I'm thought I wasn't supposed to do that. So here's the thing. I think I've gone over this before, but I'll go over it again quick. We all look like somebody. Or we have features of somebody, and we have maybe qualities of that person, but we don't really look like them, right? Like I mentioned before, I have a friend, a good friend. He's a good-looking guy. He looks like Marv from Home Alone. He hates it when I say that, but he doesn't look like Marv. He looks like he's Marvish. So tonight, I noticed when you were getting pissed in Pictionary, you were looking at you would like toss your marker, and you turn your chair, and you were looking right below the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. And I thought, holy shit. George Lucas is incognito. He's grown a mustache. He started collecting sports cards. And I'm friends with him now. You look like a young George Lucas, but better. What's up, Coop and Casey? I got a Derek Lee. I got a John Valentin, which is not a hit for most people. For me, it is. And a Tim Wakefield. But you got the hair. It's the hair. And the glasses. It's just you are under the banner, and I thought, do it. I don't know. I said, do what? I don't know what that means. Do something. You look like a young Penny Marshall. That's impossible since Penny Marshall never looked young. Wakefield is awesome. I am going to start a Wakefield PC. I have kind of a baby one, but I think I want to start a bigger one. I do too. I love knuckleball pitchers. I was watching some clips on Reddit's baseball earlier about not a Leafs Ella something pitch. It's like a you lob the ball up and it on a big curve. I can't remember what it's called. LFC or something. A Leaf C pitch. I look like a young Elephant Man. If that makes you feel any better. A young John Merrick, a Joseph Merrick. Ephus, not Ephus, right? It's Ephus. Maybe I'll watch The Mandalorian later. I didn't know that Werner Herzog was in it, so it's pronounced Weefus, really? Everyone keeps telling me to watch it. John Merrick. I don't. I do. I have a friend, I believe, OPG. His name was, I believe, in the movie it was John Merrick, but in real life it was Joseph Merrick. And let me tell you something. The pictures of Elephant Man, the real Joseph Merrick, are so much worse than the movie. Like, he was so much more disfigured in real life than the movie, the makeup could do. And it's interesting, even today, I don't think they know what kind of disease that he had. I don't think. It wasn't elephantitis, obviously, right? Because elephantitis, you see that in like undeveloped countries a lot, and it, in the legs, and it isn't that. It's some type of, I think, Proteus syndrome, I think was what it was called. What's up, Nick? Happy Thanksgiving to you. How are you? Chris Bolton looks like baby. Chris Bolton is told me he looks like Frank Thomas with a ponytail and a goatee. But I can't recall. I saw a documentary on him, and it was they were using his descendants or people that have or related to him to figure out what he actually had, and the conclusion was they weren't really sure. The guy was extremely brilliant. Like in the movie I can't remember the church that he's doing, the well-known church that he's paper crafting by memory. And that's legit. Like, he did that. It's in the Smithsonian with his bones that Michael Jackson did in fact try to purchase back in the day. He saw the movie and he felt like Elephant Man, felt for him, so he wanted to buy his bones. It's also one of the best movies ever made. I love the weird David Lynch stuff, but I wish David Lynch did more stuff in the vein of Elephant Man. I think he could have done some really, I don't know. I love Twin Peaks. I do too, MLP. I like Salty, or I like D better. I just don't like that word. And I don't like the name Ferguson, but that's the slappers. What's up, Jason? Sounds like it flames. No, well, it's too bad for me. I'm not telling you to change it. I'm just saying there's a couple I just I'm not a fan of the way the word sounds. That's all. Saltpeter. Hey, John. That was pretty good. I feel obese right now. I feel absolutely disgusting. I could still feel the food from hours ago, and then I came home and I ate more. Favorite, Saltpeter. Salt Lick. What's up, Alkanon? What's up, Kev? What's up, Kev? So yeah, David Lynch. I love them all. Twin Peaks. I don't think Twin Peaks. I am too. I wish my girlfriend was up. She could vouch for it that I have been laughing for 2 days straight about that. I told get him in here, get Passat in here, so he could have some fun. I'm sure he'd think it was funny. It was so funny, Nick. Ooh, that's not fun, Paul. Sick with like nausea. Yeah, I have the video, Nick. If you want, I can text it to you. So yeah, anybody here like Twin Peaks? Love Twin Peaks. Yeah, the show. I like the movie too, but never seen it. Should try it. I think it's on Prime. They just came. I mean, last year Showtime had a new season. You have to really like weird, very abstract stuff. Very strange, hard to follow. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You have to kind of put things together yourself. But man, is it good. If you like David Lynch. The Showtime, this past year or so when they put out the new season, had probably the scariest episode of any TV show I've ever seen. Well, Sean, all of them, because it just runs together. So, see, when I hear Twin Peaks, if I'm not thinking of the show, I'm thinking of Hershey's Alpine White. Oh, much weirder Black Mirror. Well, El Canon. Now, your name's not Black Mirror. It's like abstract in that it doesn't make much sense. No, the same show, John. Back in the day, Twin Peaks ended somewhat abruptly. Then last year, Showtime and David Lynch and Robert Frost, or David Frost, I can't remember. They continued the show. So it starts, the old show. It's all one thing. You watch the show, then the movie, and then the new season. Oh no, not Vanilla Sky. Weird. Much like Vanilla Sky. Oh man, just gotta. It's impossibly difficult. That's kind of where it is. I know a lot of people don't like it and they get frustrated with it because it's so difficult. And it's not that it's like difficult, like we're dumb. It's difficult in that it's like you have to. Does not give you any answers. You have to just when you watch it, you go into that world and you enjoy it. And it's some fun stuff and great characters. And I don't know, it's not for everybody for sure. Dave V. I wish I was David Lynch. It's got an unbelievable hairline. No, I cannot stress, like I like Lost, but I cannot stress enough that there's nothing ever that I can think of that's more bizarre than Twin Peaks. Lost was great. And I mean, Lost had great moments. And kind of shit the bed. The better version of Lost is Battlestar Galactica. And the better version of Lost and Battlestar Galactica is The Leftovers that was on HBO, which is probably the best show, my favorite show of all time. Yeah, Stash. I wasn't as mad with the ending as other people. What I was mad about was all the things that led up to the end. All the poorly, these guys who wrote themselves into the corner. It was so an interesting thing about Lost is that they were heavily influenced by Stephen King, by The Stand in particular. And they, for instance, like Lindelof and all the guys on set, they would carry the stand, a copy of the stand with them all the time. And a friend of mine, she worked with one of the writers for the show when he was younger, and he would send her like spec scripts for the next season. And their big thing together was Stephen King books. So that was like such a huge influence in the show. And then you see, just like in a Stephen King book, they had no idea how to end it. They wrote in all these interesting plot points and mysteries without having any foresight into how it was going to end. You know, the stuff with like the Man in Black and Locke was just so poorly done. Man, the show had some great moments, but The Leftovers, Damon Lindelof, who was one of the main showrunners, or, you know, JJ was the showrunner producer, but Lindelof and the other guy did it. He went on to do The Leftovers on HBO, which is a book. And what it is that one day half the population just disappears. And it's about the world dealing with that and certain people dealing with it. And think of all the, like, the thing that made Lost great with those big moments, those goosebump type moments. Every episode is like that in Leftovers. And you don't get a ton of answers, but they do make sure that they give you it at the end. No, it wasn't a dream. They were dead. They were in, like, what's up, Chris? They died. They were dead. Oh shit! I forgot all about like the well, right? And really got. Now I'm thinking about how bad it really was compared to like what's in the vault type thing. And man, but I really recommend checking out The Leftovers on HBO. Yeah, they were in purgatory. That's right. And then at the end, right, they ascend. If you like that and you haven't seen Battlestar Galactica gets very much like Lost. It's super good, and it's good till the end. Huge twist at the end of Battlestar Galactica, the new one. I don't know about the old one. But man, see, I hated her, John. Kate, man, could not stand her. And I never forget that she killed the Man in Black. Battlestar Galactica, you guys should watch it. Bobby Catalano, she's watching it for the first time. Ralph Furley, me date my shirt. I'm sure connecting. I sent this video. 10:02. What? You having trouble connecting? What, with my shirt? Battlestar might be on. It was on Netflix. I'm sure it's on. Let me find it. I would love to talk about it with you if you watched it. Acting in it's good. Edward James Olmos is really good. It's on Prime if you have Amazon. So it's, you know, it kind of starts off as like regular sci-fi, and then it gets in this wicked metaphysical, bizarre thing with the Cylons, and man, it's fucking good. It's so good. I wish I could watch it again. It's that like type of thing. And then they had a Caprica, whatever the show came out, which I wasn't. Oh, there are some nice Twin Peaks and Battlestar Galactica. Not as nice as Stargate. Stargate had some better ones, but Stargate was too tacky, cheesy for me. But Babylon 5 was pretty good. Farscape was fun. It had that Henson feel, was made by the Henson Company. Stargate was pretty fun. Well, I appreciate that. I think you'd like it. There's big payoffs in the show. I heard The Watchmen's really good. Now, Watch the new Watchmen's done by David Lindelof as well. It's HBO, so I'm sure it's excellent. I like the Watchmen, the graphic novel. I like the movie as well. That was pretty good, except for a couple things. The sex scene in that movie was horrendous and out of place. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing. So gratuitous and spell breaking. It's nothing worse than when you watch a movie and that spell is broken. When you look at the person next to you, like, oh shit. You know, I'm thinking about who directed The Watchmen. You know, what's interesting about The Watchmen is the guy that played Dr. Manhattan, not the actor, not the face, the body was Greg Plitt, a bodybuilder he died a few years back. He got hit by a train posing and stuff. I think he was like trying to do like a photo shoot outside, and he got hit by a train. He was really big in the bodybuilding world. Well, Paul, I'm sorry that you can't stay and hang out, and I hope you feel better. Yeah, I do too, John. Or anything. Zack Snyder. Okay, so Zack Snyder, right? He does Dawn of the Dead, the remake, which was, as far as remakes go, I think is pretty good. Well, I said, Sean, I was waiting for you to come in so you could alert us on the best deals. I have my 1992 Studio Alex Cole card charged up and ready to make some purchases. So he did Dawn of the Dead remake, which I thought was good and I love the original Dawn of the Dead. George Romero, the reality of Romero, he's not a good director. He's a really good editor, but he did a good job. And then he did Watchmen right after that, which was excellent. He did Sucker Punch, which was absolutely terrible. Just kind of, he did 300, which I like. I don't know if it's held up, but I did enjoy it at the time. But Sucker Punch was like, hey, you can do whatever you want now. And he does this terrible thing. And then he did Man of Steel, which I cannot stand. Such an, I don't know. I had hopes for him that had changed. That over every movie he made, I kind of fell off for me. But Dawn of the Dead, the remake, was written by oh my God, James Gunn, the guy that directed Guardians of the Galaxy, who also in Slither, but he also wrote Tromeo and Juliet for Trauma back in the day, which is when I was a teenager, I just watched it like every other day. He went from writing Trauma movies to Scooby-Doo, the first Scooby-Doo movie, then Dawn of the Dead, and then he did Slither. And if you watch like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you guys are familiar with Trauma, Lloyd Kaufman, the president of Trauma, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he's in Slither as well. He was also in Rocky. He played the homeless man. You refuse to buy anything? You just refuse to give in to the... I don't know. That's not true, John. Am I? I don't think so. I don't think so. tried to refresh stream, but it's not working. I saw Knives Out. What is Knives Out? I think the 2002 Tops Break was good. I love movies, John. I grew up, how my father was in the video business, so I was just grew up with it. I love them. So yeah, I guess too. I don't think I like the word nerd anymore. Like I think nerd culture is bad. Like geek culture is really shallow and poisonous and just drains people's pockets. So the 2002 Tops Break, I think, was pretty good. Lots of cards. Dallas got the Joe. I think Dallas got the Joe Mauer rookie. Chris Weaver did pretty good on the inserts, like the Jackie Robinson. I think it's just a fun set. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of paper loss. Not crazy. But it was still say 19 Optic 56. That's a pretty good deal. I'm probably going to get that. I don't know what what's Ha or HA Limelight or HA Comic Book Avalanche. I'm not sure. But so like nerd culture, like I'm not like Star Wars, right? Like I like Star Wars. I like Star Trek. I like sci-fi. Obviously, people in here like Star Wars and not Star Trek. But Funko, collect Funko, and all this type of stuff. Stash has got his R2D2 things, and I don't think there's anything wrong with liking that stuff. I think it becomes a problem when it starts to define your life. When you're defined by these like Marvel movies and Star Wars and toys and things, and that's all you are. It's kind of like cards, right? If you're defined by a Ryan Sandberg card, or any of these things, it's not good. And a lot of people feel like they think of it almost as it kind of fills that sense of self that some people may not have, and it becomes a gross thing. And I've said it before. There's the couple YouTube. Well, my favorite YouTube channel is Red Letter Media, and they do movie reviews. And when they did the Last Jedi review, they got a lot of hate because they didn't like the movie. So lots of Star Wars fans came out and were bashing them. And they were just like, and the quote was, let these movies enhance your life and not define your life. And they do a really good thing called I don't know. It's like they do a fake podcast about Star Wars and nerd culture, where I think it highlights how toxic that stuff really can be. Best deals Dean is 20 times baseball. Can you post a link to that, Sean? The 2015 Topps tribute. All right, CSC, let me know. Right. No, I understand. As like I can. You guys are clearly not like that, and because I don't think I would. You guys just aren't those type of people. There's nothing I hate more too than this. Like, the reality is there's nerds, right? And then there's people who think they're nerds, right? Just because you like pop culture shit doesn't make you a nerd, because the reality is nerds still get. It's not fun to be a nerd. It's not a cool thing. The reality is that you get picked on, and you don't have a lot of friends, and it still exists like that. and everybody's like, like I've never seen The Big Bang Theory, but like that kind of set that in motion about like nerds being kind of cool. And I don't know, I don't think the reality of it is actually very cool. Yeah, John, my girlfriend. I don't. What about? I can't click on that link. Oh, there it is. It's working. You see a difference between nerd and geek? I might get that optic probably. 7 a.m. I'll be up at 7 a.m. I have no luck with Black Friday stuff. Every single time there's like a countdown, I lose out. It's like playing Pictionary with Stash. Even though you're first, somebody else gets it. Just saying. So like Stash is good. Like Philip's got all the R2D2 stuff and Star Wars stuff. It's cool, but he's not like there's a human in there. You could talk about things other than R2D2 or Star Wars. And I know a lot of it happens with the role playing stuff, the D&D, which I get for a lot of people. They fall into this. It's an escape for them. Like we all have escapes. My escapes were, we all have our things. It's just that when your escape is fantasy like that, you run the risk of it overtaking you. Let me see this comic book box. So what does this have in it? 14 comics. Casey, did you see this? Yeah, maybe. It is when I think of nerd, I think of what it was like in school to actually be kind of a nerd. It was not fun. No good memories of high school. Maybe things are different now. I don't know. But Casey, look at the link that Sean posted for that comic books. It's $80, historic autographs comics. You get 14 comics per, it says 14 silver modern age comic books per box and at least 6 signed comics by artist or writer. It's pretty cool, $80. I don't know. We're very wary on these mystery box type things. I never thought movies were nerdy. I always thought like, I don't know. I guess they are. Somebody said it the other day too. Right. Well, yeah, that's the generational thing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look. I understand what you mean, John, and I guess just the I just get weirded out by how toxic like that nerd geek culture thing can be. And it's all about money, right? Like it's all about, and I'm all about making money. I think I am not one to, I want everybody to make as much money as possible. I get happy when people I know do well, I like it. I am not one of those, I don't want to get into any politics or anything like that, but I'm not one to read, you can read between lines. But Disney, it is all about getting a buck, like the Marvel stuff. I don't know. I grew up And I loved comic books so much growing up too, and Star Wars and all these things that I did fall into it. That when I see like the porn star blonde saying, "Oh, I'm such a nerd," I'd be like, "You're not. Just because you wear Chewbacca slippers, you're not a nerd. You're just a slave for Disney." I don't hate Disney. I do hate what they did with Star Wars. I do hate that. I believe they absolutely annihilated it. Be a nerd, Selman. Yeah, true. Ugh, furries. I don't want to offend anybody if they're furry in here, but I don't understand it. I really don't. I saw today, I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with Joe Bob Briggs, right? Who used to host Monster Vision on TNT, and Joe Bob Briggs goes to the movies on Showtime back in the day, or is it HBO? And he's had a revival, right? That guy is a hero to me, an absolute inspiration. The man's a scholar, right? He plays this character, Joe Bob Briggs, this kind of redneck movie guy, but he's a scholar. He's brilliant. And he made a tweet earlier about how much he liked horror movies in the 70s, 80s more because they didn't have an agenda or political axe to grind or anything like this. And holy shit, did they come out of the woodwork and tear him up. And he wasn't saying that these films didn't have any type of, like Dawn of the Dead is a take on consumerism and all these things. They existed, but, not Nightmare on Elm Street, Ancestral Sin, or whatever you want to call it. But I think he was trying to make this like an allegory, which most films, good films are, to something important, versus an agenda, this heavy-handed injection of whatever your politics or whatever your agenda may be, no matter what side. And they were just tearing him up, and it really irked me. I saw like a good portion of the people were like bitched at him had furry stuff, and I don't know why. They were a lot of them furries, but we give away federally promo boxes. But wait a minute, you will be giving away a federally promo box. The first people that open any historic article. I am gonna check it out, Elkan. I'll probably do it tonight. Disney might become a problem in the future. Disney on Google App login. I mean, Disney is a monster. Yeah, I don't know. Only catches that has to be in a video. Link must be posted. Comments might be answered. So I have to, if I buy a historic autographs, a box, and I open it on video, post a link in your comments, I will get a federally promo box. What is that? What is the box from federally include? Like how many cards, packs, whatever. I don't mean to be on a soapbox, by the way. I don't want to piss anybody off the things I say. I really try not to be pretty neutral here. Oh, I liked Rebels, the cartoon. I thought that was pretty good. I like that they got into they kind of deconstructed the Force a little bit. I know people hate the midichlorians thing, but I actually liked it. I liked that he kind of gave it legs, and I like it because I don't know. I just do. I don't. 80 cards per box. Well, I'll take a look at that maybe. I could piss you off with an opinion. I'm sure I could. We all have an opinion that will piss somebody off. Like Star Trek is superior to Star Wars in every way. Just that will piss some people off. Yeah, cover up my cat's ass. Yeah, man, I feel like I'm getting a rash or something. I had to get off Facebook because I just couldn't deal with it. People I really liked. I mean, my first job, my real first job that I spent actual time at, I was 15. What's up, Ken F? What's up, Ken? I was trying to do my Passad impression, but it's bad. My bosses were the Balbonis of the Steve Balboni, the baseball player. It was his cousins, Dave and Tom Balboni. And apparently Tom, who passed away a couple of years ago, was the better baseball player between the two and went into business instead. But I remember being told by my father early, and the Balbonis, like the two things you don't discuss in business is religion and politics, right? And that's, everybody kind of knows that. But I was, as a teen, I'm like 15, 16, getting into it and stuff. But all these people around me that were the same age I was working with, and they had no political opinion really at that time. And not the point I'm trying to make without getting too messy is that Twitter, Facebook, all these things almost demand that you have to have some type of opinion on something, right? And you don't have to, okay? And if you're 16, 17, 18 years old, I mean, I understand, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you don't have to. You could just keep your mouth shut and get into, I don't know. With bad hair, I might take you up on that giveaway. Yeah, he's chilling. He's happy. He's looking for Philip. Oh. He had a long day of sleeping. My mind is not made up on any of those things. Yeah, right. You can. I'm not saying not you. I'm not like shitting on people for doing that. I'm shitting on the nature of Twitter and Facebook and these things make it so you feel like you have to have an opinion on these things. You have to participate. You have to say, you have to argue, and you have to do these things. My opinions on religion and some other things are not made up. So a lot of political things, yes, but you're right in general. And also, Facebook is just a mess. I mean, I waste enough time doing whatever. I don't need to waste more time scrolling through and seeing garbage, just absolute friggin' garbage memes that aren't even funny most of the time. And I like Twitter in that I can connect with people that I otherwise wouldn't connect with. And I like film Twitter is pretty good. I like being able to talk with directors, their writers and things. What do you mean, Casey? Yeah, and that's another thing is and I get this too, the fear of missing out because of social media, right? Because you're only putting your best out there, your best self, which most of the time is not even accurate. It's fake. So I'll go on Instagram or whatever, and I'll be like, well, what the fuck? They're living their best life, and I'm sitting here like twiddling my thumbs, patting my cat. So I just it becomes very toxic to my brain. Well, apparently they don't know how to do that in San Francisco, though. Yeah, I don't like arguing online. It's an absolute waste of time. Are you saying that the people of San Francisco are savages? I've never had a good. I'm not. I know, but you know what? It's not, because their world really isn't any better than yours or mine, probably. Instagram is really bad, especially with the women and the makeup community, all that type of crap. I like there's a Reddit subreddit called Instagram Reality, and it shows like the most of the time it's a lady, her picture on Instagram, and then her picture like caught like tagged or something. I'm sure, John, I bet that shirt exists. I'm sure it does. Yeah, they're taco meat. There's some here, I believe. The reason that I have a bad view of San Francisco is that I think it was the hip, right? I think of the 60s, which obviously I wasn't around, but I think of all the flower power, all the stuff. But when I think of that, I always thought of the Zodiac Killer and Charles Manson, all these degenerate predators that probably showed up to prey on these young kids that were all on, whatever, and having free love. And I never had a good view of that on that. And I guess it just carried over. And then I hear all these things about San Francisco, about like the streets are covered in shit. And I've seen pictures like people just doing dope and whatever out there. I do too. You know why, taco meat? Because you can't get anything from even if you 100 panini points, what's going to buy you? At least if you're going to steal something, make it worth stealing. Yeah, there's good things, Ken, in all of these things. Just overall, Manson, was from LA or it happened in LA. I thought Manson was kind of up all through California at one point. So L if I like posted one of my panini points here, you could scan it, I believe, with your phone. Manson's, I think Manson, hey, Uber rides. I wonder who you are. Speaking of Californians, Joe, Uber Rides, I believe, lives in Berkeley, correct? Yeah, I would check them because they're probably stolen. Oh. I can't imagine. Berkeley must be a tough place to live. But Manson, right, the murders may have been LA, but I'm just saying that the flower power stuff that I associate with San Francisco, I also associate with, and even the Zodiac Killer, wasn't the Zodiac Killer. He wasn't in San Francisco laying bodies in the street, but it was a much dirtier thing than, that A&E or the History Channel would want you to think. It wasn't, at least that's what the vibe I get. I don't know. So, but Manson, I think I've watched, I think most every Manson interview that I could ever get my hands on. I think Manson is one of the most interesting people. Super smart, unbelievably smart guy. And I'm sure it is, Casey. I'm sure the city is a good place. I'm sure I have fun there. I just, we get these ideas in our head of whatever ideas. But Manson was, there's no better example of a product of a failed system than, or somebody that's came through the prison system, juvenile, than Charles Manson. From pretty much day one, that guy was churned through juvenile institutions and prisons, and he was a generation before the 60s. He was not my mother's generation. He was more my father's. And, he talks about that. He said they think because, the music I did, I associated with him, and the people I associated with, that I was this hippie guy. He kind of was, but he's like, I was a crooner, Bing, Crosby was his dude, not Jerry Garcia. But super smart guy. A lot of what he says makes sense. Obviously, he's a bad person. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but he is not as crazy as I think people would let you believe. I wonder if is Spawn Ranch still around? I remember listening to I was driving home. This is quite a few years ago. It was like 3 a.m. I think I was visiting my girlfriend at the time. That somebody was trying to buy the property to turn Spawn Ranch into a kind of a museum. 47 degrees. Poor Joe iPhone. Poor Juan Gonzalez. Juan Guzman. Whatever. Juan Nokia. What are you? Juan Samsung. Yeah, I wouldn't call him insane. I would call him broken, and it's from the grow up, and most people growing up like that are going to break. So Elkanon, I don't know what the main drug is where you are, but here it's dope. It's bad. It's really bad. If you want to see what it looks like, go out. There's a new show on Netflix called Dope, and they show Boston, like Methadone Mile, right there. You go down there. If I was to drive down there any point in any time of day, it's just going to be people shooting up and dying on the side of the road. It's insane. But I find that most of the people that do dope are dumbasses. I don't think that if this 20-pound bag of shit draws students since 2018. I wonder if that came out of Chet Lemon. I would think, I know meth. We don't have much meth around here that I know of. I've seen some meth heads, but it's not a big issue. I mean, something weird about meth heads. I don't know why. They hinted at it in the show Breaking Bad. Meth addicts go crazy for Native American artifacts. They love to get methed out and dig for arrowheads. It's in there. If you type in meth arrowheads, you'll see tons of articles about it and people trying to figure out why. I mean, I'm not saying anything different. I'm just saying that the people I know that most of the people I know that do drugs or have bad dope issues are dummies. I've heard that before. I don't. It's kind of like one of those I've heard. It's like you hear psychopaths have are all in positions of power and things like this, and they're not, because psychopaths backstab and inevitably burn every bridge they had. I know it's different than what you're saying, but I just kind of I guess I associate with like a broken person with this, ability or no, but I've known a lot of them before, most of them beforehand, and they were. What does Hubbub? When does Hubbub? Hubbub started as soon as you walked in, Taco. Well, didn't we find out the other night that Hubbub meant stomachache? And I feel like I have a 10-pound turkey baby in my stomach. Unless anybody wants to get any cards, I have lots of cards to break. I have nothing personal to break. But if anybody's interested, I have lots of other stuff. I added some stuff to the website earlier. $94 Rat Packs. They're right next to me. They actually have, so I did buy, I'll tell you, for those interested, what I purchased today or last night. I bought $1996 Topps Finest Series 1 and $1994 Topps Finest Series 2. So those would be fun. See some of the Devers PC. Have you seen it before, Sean? Hey, Pete. I mean, it's who's in the 94? I don't know. 94 isn't a. I know it's not a big set for rookies or anything. It's we're looking for the refractors. I love 94. Oh, the 94. Let me see. Hold on. I'm right here. Yeah, I don't know who's 94. This has randomly, and so you get 3 Topps Gold cards per pack, and Topps Finest 94 Finest cards randomly insert. I don't know who's in 94. These were not mine. These were Fall Creeks that he sent. Tried it. Come on, what did on? Oh, the weed. Yeah, that makes me feel awful. How was your Thanksgiving, Pete? I don't know. I will tell you. I will send you a text when I get them. Salty. 94 Finest is one of my favorite sets of all times. All time. Excuse me. I love the way the cards look. I like the weird, almost camo green. Here, I got some Devers cards right here. Way too many munchies. Yeah, it's way too. I am the same way. I feel obese right now. I like this. Jonathan H. didn't think Pete Alonso was going to mount anything, so he gave me this for free. 17 out of 25. I love Optic. Probably get that box for 59 bucks. I would love to I want to do a case break of Optic. It's like, I think it was $750 for the case, and I would do it by division, so it'd be somewhat expensive. Can't remember what it would, $137 a team or something like that. But I would want to pre-sell it first if anybody was interested. These you've seen. Craig Biggio stuff. Let me try to find this. So here's the Devers. Some of it's not in here. Some of it is in another place. So a lot of it's just, kind of base. Stuff. Boring old base. Chrome. Big League. Actually, I dig these cards. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're nice. I have some graded Devers in the back as well. He's still so cheap. I mean, he's not cheap. He's not cheap. His cards are still so cheap. Yeah, I have most of his rookies. I can't think of any that I'm missing. I'm sure there are. a nice one. This is from Dallas sent me this. I wish I had paid a little bit more attention to Soto. Because my Soto PC is kind of whack. His auto price seems to be picking up. Well, if he continues playing like he does, it's gonna be good. He's a thick man. Yeah, a little thick. You act like, all right. You know, Lucky, you got to reel. What's your problem with Mo? What did Mo do to you? Carlita. I like this car a lot. I'm not a fan of Allen Ginter, but I dig the gold border, short printer variation, whatever it is. Get this. I like this quite a bit. And then I do have a bunch of graded stuff in the back, as well as a bunch of other Devers stuff. This is Soto. I love this card. He took out, he didn't take anything. They gave that to him. And if Albert Bell wanted it, maybe he shouldn't have been such a bad man. I think I showed this. I got this the other day. Dig this card. Really only want to get graded cards now, but I also don't want to go broke. Quite a bit of Mookie Betts stuff as well. Chavis, Martinez. So El Canon, again, congrats on that Ted Williams. I have a Ted Williams autograph that my mother got on the back of a, I don't know what it's on the back of. She got it when she was a waitress or in the 80s, I believe. And I'd like to take that signature and turn it into a card. But man, your pull was nice. One of the best things that Jabs has ever pulled, I believe. Well said. Nothing worth. I mean, some good stuff in here, but yeah. So the '94 rack pack. I don't know who's in it. Later, El Canon. Have a good night. Topps black gold. Was that '94? I don't know, Sean. I'd probably. Well, Ted Williams probably signed less, really. Yeah, I think that's the card that got me into collecting the Ted Williams that my mother, the card and the auto. I wish I knew it. I don't know either of them now. But it was one of the Flair cards. It was like this. Philip What did you buy, Philip? Philip placed an order for $3.25. Yeah, I gotta find it. I also have a Louis Armstrong autograph. I'd love to have a custom card made out of too, because it's just a cut signature. Louis Armstrong was legit. Doesn't you bought a rack pack? Listen to music before American music before Louis Armstrong, and then listen to it after to see how important he really was. You like turtles, huh? I do too. All right, so 1994 Topps Rat Pack. I was also interested in watching Louis Armstrong talk about the jazz that came after him, like bebop, and how much he hated bebop and that flat five. I have no idea if these cards are going to be sticky at all. Be cool to get one of these. So they're a little bricky. Yep, a little crunchy, but not much paper loss, it looks like. So you got Alex Diaz, Charlie Hayes. Yeah, it's a little paper loss. You might find a sticky Cox in that pack. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Gary Moda, James Mooten, Coming Attractions. I like those cards. Paul Kilgus. Alvaro Espinoza. Yeah, these are quite sticky. Ugh, my fat hands. Willie McGee. Forgot they played for the Giants. Kirk McCaskill. Ooh, this one's pretty good. And it's not has no paper loss at all. Ken Griffey Jr. Measure of Greatness card. So don't remember these. This is kind of when I stopped collecting. I've never seen Good Morning Vietnam. Jason Myers draft pick. Ooh, you got another cool insert here. I'm trying to be careful with this. Measure of Greatness, Frank Thomas. Well, I just remember Robert Williams in it. '86 Sport Flicks. Oh, shit. 40. I might have some boxes of '86 Sport Flicks. Or some sets, I mean. Henry Rodriguez, Gary Gaetti, greatest song ever written. Oof, that's impossible. Sammy Sosa. Bobby Bowe. Greatest song ever written. Hanging Tough by New Kids on the Block. Alex Fernandez Gold. Jeff Kent Gold. Oh, shit. Look at this. Look at that. Not only is it gold, You get a cameo by Chris Sabo. Looking like he's wearing a winter jacket. Something. It looks awfully puffy. And Jamie Navarro. Luis Gonzalez. I'm not sure how. Brian Dorsett. I think, I don't know, maybe Ave Maria. Darren Holmes. Donovan Osborne. Mike Benjamin. Filled with cork, huh? That cork sucker. Brian Jordan. Joe Klink. Charlie Huff, looking full of youth, as usual. Ray Sanchez. Doug Broccoli. Mike Henneman. Rod Correa. I have trouble reading this font. And your final card is Junior Ortiz. My hand's shaking. Junior Ortiz. So, I mean, I don't know. They're not bad. Got some gold cards for the Sabo in it. You got the Frank Thomas and the Griffey, which is cool. Dirty Sanchez. Sounds about right. That face when you pull a Sabo. Let me check something real quick. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's 94 Topps rack packs. Happy birthday. Yeah. Kind of. Oh my God. Look who's up. Mr. Reindeer. Oh, so yeah, I think it's easy when we say what's the best song is to pick whatever, like a Beatles song or something like that. But I think it's impossible. I can't. You're up late, Reindeer. Gotta be Jimmy. Jimmy what? Huh? Harry Carter, sir. Why is your Netflix screwing his head off, and why is that awesome? Staff, you're going to be a tired boy tomorrow, I think. What time do you have to be up? Oh, okay. He's 6 months old. Oh, so I just bought a box. Apparently, I bought a box last night that I didn't remember. I bought a box of 1996 Flair Ultra as well. So 96 Flair Ultra will be here coming next week. 96 Flair Ultra, 94 Topps Finest, and 96 Topps Finest. Yeah, the moon were made of green cheese. Hey, Michael. What's up, buddy? And what time is it where you are? No, I know, John. It's just I have that curse when you ask me what my favorite of something is. Most time I freeze up and panic, and I don't know. $112. You have to be up at 6. Go to bed, man. I don't know, some of the stuff by modern songs. I don't like, somebody mentioned Imagine by John Lennon. I don't like that song. That's right. I remember that. I was like, Jason, what are you talking about? Good night, Stash. Thanks for buying a rack pack. You have a good night, and you have a good rack. Yeah, the message, it's too sentimental for me, I guess. And that's the point, it is a very sentimental song. I don't know. What are you looking for? Philip left and he came over. Weird. Feel safe now. Is this dude going to be any good? Hebert Ruiz. Statistically, Keeper was the toughest player to strike out all AA in 2018. It's a good song for sure. California Dreaming, great harmonies. These songs that I love. I have difficulties when it comes to music. If you ask me favorite movies or favorite books, I can do, but favorite music is hard. What's up, Walking Bach? How are you? I think it's that I switch genres, like what I'm listening. I listen to one genre, I listen to certain songs on repeat for a period, then I move on and. No, I understand. Yeah, John, it's a great message. I think it's just, I said, too sentimental for me. I'm too emotional, I guess. I don't know. I get sad easy, really easy. Yeah, you dig this? I wore it for you. That's a lie. It's festive. I like flowers on my shirts. I don't know why. It's a new thing. You're on Dr. Special Kingston. Abigail song? Who's that by? fight emotions with metal. I like emotions. I don't know. Sometimes. I am ready for Festivus. I think that's a good idea, reindeer. Catherine Jenkins? What are you talking about? Oh, the Abigail song by Catherine Jenkins. That's what you're saying. Okay. I probably just got a copyright claim. You can, Lucky, go for it. Air it out, man. Get it out of your system. Let it out. Air it out. I want to hear them. You got some grievances with me? Well, Walkenbach, you were lied to. Whoever told you there were great things here. It's a slow night. Everyone's passed out from man, I'm getting kind of hungry again. Anybody got some grievances? I want to hear them. No, I know, but I'm just saying you can let it all out here. That's all I'm saying. I was looking at those the Topps X, whatever they are, the cards. Lucky. I mean, first of all, Philip, you should be in bed. Okay, it's time to. I don't have any shirts. I got a couple like smalls and mediums left. I thought there'd be some kids who wanted them, like Dare Man, or something. I don't know if Dare Man's a small. I am a sizist. I'm sorry. I thought I thought extra large would fit. I am aggrieved by Kardashians and Jenners. I don't really know anything about them. I mean, I know who they are. I don't. like how I don't know why they're still relevant, or are they still relevant? Like they're relevant with makeup and stuff, right? The next short film is going to be something different. I don't know what yet, though. I was actually going to do a Mo Vaughn run, but I don't think people are going to buy it. I had some Sabo ideas. Ideas. How do you say it? Ideas. Ideas. Move on to stereo user. I agree with them. I think Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, a lot of these guys should be in the Hall of Fame. Good night, Sean. What time do you have to get up? Because should be 2:23 where you are, right? We're in the same time zone. Seven. Okay, it's not too bad. Is that true, John? They were not. I mean, but they were illegal, though, right? So, like, the ban would be redundant. I would think, like to me, like hate crimes are kind of silly, like in that murder is already on the books. I know that's different. That's a bad comparison. But I thought it was. I mean, steroids were. Well, Andrew, I had taken the stuff that McGuire took, androtestedione, I believe. That was legal because I walked into GNC and bought it. And I was like 14. But I mean, Dianabol and Winstrol and HGH were not legal. You can buy that anywhere. Do you live in Mexico? Because I don't think I thought that was controlled substance now. Yeah, Andro. Let me see. Andro. I'm not saying it right. Is it a pro hormone? Is that what it is? is an androgynous weak androgen steroid hormone and intermediate in the biosynthesis of estrone and testosterone from the androgens. Trying to find the regulation. What's it, blah, blah, blah. It cannot be classified as an anabolic steroid. Interesting. Okay. So it's cannot be classified as an anabolic steroid because there's no proof that it promotes muscle growth. Oh, wait a minute. And on April 11, 2004, the United States Food and Drug Administration banned the sale of androstenedione, citing the drug poses significant health, blah, blah, blah. It is currently banned by the U.S. military as well. Hey, Stemmers, nice to see you. Well, it's a pro-hormone, though, right? Which is different than it's not a testosterone booster. I could be wrong. I don't know much about that, unless that is what a pro-hormone is. I do know that if you said to me, like I know some sites you can get pro-hormones on kind of legally. I don't know if I don't think that a booster and Jesus, my cat's going crazy. A testosterone booster versus something that I don't know. I gotta get a drink. Crazy, buddy. I know that if you said here, take Dianabol injections versus most pro hormones, I would take the Dianabol or the steroid, the actual steroid. Bond was a fantastic player. And obviously juiced, but he was a great player. McGuire was, they were not your average bums. I would not call them bums. Certainly the most feared. I think probably hands down the most feared hitter that ever existed. Ever played with infantry, so. Yeah, I know it. I'm thinking John. Yeah, it's not. Well, could be a conspirator in all Canadian World Series experts believe were tough. Was Steven Seagal juicing? Mr. Nick Grant. Mr. N, I should say. Can't sleep. Yeah, Casey was saying best hitter you ever seen. See, I get more upset by that. Like when I see Brady Anderson going from 12 home runs a year, getting jacked, and then hitting 50, and then going back to 12. I that's the stuff. Gonzalez, Luis Gonzalez, whatever. How was your Thanksgiving, Grant? I'm actually going to look at Barry Bonds' early stats, like 87, 88. Man, his numbers are just insane. Steroids don't make you do what he did. They just help you do it. You have to be, to do what he did, you have to be an amazing player. I mean, it's I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay, John. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, there's no way anybody convinced me that Bonds is not an exceptionally brilliant, one of the best ball players ever. Because if it was just the steroids, everybody would have numbers like him. My cat is going absolutely crazy. They did. They ran, but they flew so far away. But Stemmers, he's not in the Hall of Fame not because he wasn't good. He's not in the Hall of Fame because it's steroids. Like that. That's, you know, Roger Clemens is very good. Like Roger Clemens is in the Hall of Fame. You know, I don't think it's to do with anything with being good. Everyone did have numbers like him. Let me see with Bonds versus McGuire. I don't think so. I don't recall. Or Sammy Sosa didn't have numbers like him. So let's see his stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at like McGuire is even close. Like, look at Bond's stats there, and then look at McGuire's. They're not even. like Sosa as well. I doubt. I think it's probably even worse. Yeah, Sosa's even, his numbers not even in the same world, realm, universe. You're really digging it in, Lucky. I'm starting to think it's personal. Like, I get it if you don't think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame because he used steroids. That's fine. But he was a fan. He was an unbelievable player. I mean, there's no way around it that he was great. But well, I disagree with about the earning. I mean, he did do them. If you know, I don't. So I mean, Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Do you think he should not be in the Hall of Fame too? I would imagine so. I mean, that dude was 1986. He was not using steroids in 86, 87, I don't think. And he was just a monster then. Juan Gonzalez, Palmeiro. I don't know if they're Hall of Fame caliber. I don't know what was Palmeiro was probably. Juan Gonzalez. Let's see. I don't know. Let me see. I hate Rafael Palmeiro. I don't know what it is about him I don't like, but I really. Yeah, Palmeiro probably should be. He has no standout numbers, just longevity, excuse me. Yeah. Julio Franco. I want to look at Julio Franco. Man, man, he played for. It's hard to believe that Julio Franco played up until 2007. From 82 to 2007. Ken F., you have a good night too. I'm probably gonna end this soon. Joey Bell. He deserves to be in prison, not the Hall of Fame. He's also a piece of crap, so that when is Manny up for the Hall of Fame? Yeah, I think you're right, John. Two years. Oh, he's up now? I don't think Mattingly should be in, but I'm sure he will. I've said it before. I know people get pissy about that, but I'm not a sports writer, so. All right, it's 2:45. I think I'm gonna shut down. I'm tired. I'm losing energy, and I shouldn't eat, but I'm probably going to eat again. So it's a pretty dead night as well. And he was on Philly. Yeah, well, he was having trouble getting pregnant, and he had always wanted a baby boy. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. It's fine. We're not. We're not sports writers. People get very intense about it. So, yeah, I'm going to shut it down. And I hope you guys have a good day. And I might stream tonight. I might not. I'm not sure. So, yeah, thank you for a chill, quick Thanksgiving stream. Later, reindeer. Thanks for coming in. Have fun with your screaming nephew. Peace.